He tosses the diaper, soiled from the baby's bottom, carelessly into the vast ocean. Little does he know, an unexpected discovery awaits. The baby's waste scatters in the sea, its spreading scent luring a few greedy fish. Mia, catching sight of this, starving for days, hurries closer. She calls out to the fish with a gentle, coaxing voice, tapping the crate a few times in hopes of drawing them near. But the fish, wary, refuse to take the bait. A spark of inspiration hits her. Why not craft a tool to strike first? She ties one end of a rope to a makeshift spear, the other end fastened with a sharp screwdriver. A crude harpoon is born. If she can catch a fish, the gnawing problem of hunger will be solved. Brimming with confidence, she tries again and again, certain that practice will lead to success. But the tool lacks sharpness, startling the fish the moment it hits the water. A day of effort yields nothing, leaving her strength utterly drained. Exhausted, Mia collapses on the crate, knowing she must find another way to catch the fish. Suddenly, a plane roars overhead. If she can catch its attention, salvation might be hers. Though the odds are slim, Mia resolves to try. She scrambles into the cargo hold, frantically smashing the TV screen, grabbing a shard and racing back to the deck. But in her haste, she slices her thigh on the way up. Ignoring the pain, Mia leaps to her feet, using the shard as a mirror, muttering please, please, under her breath, praying someone on the plane will see her signal. The idea, however, is far too naive. Her leg now bears a fresh wound, and she retreats to the hold. Defeated, she dismantles the TV, finding a curved needle among the parts, along with some copper wire. Using liquor for crude disinfection, she endures searing pain, stitching the wound shut with grit and resolve. At the crack of dawn the next day, Mia ventures out with a makeshift fishing net. She lowers the net into the water, its top tied to 2 ropes. Perched on the crate's edge, she takes the baby's diaper, carefully tossing it above the net. Gripping the sticks tightly, she knows the fish will come, and all she needs is patience. Soon, the diaper's contents spread through the sea, drawing a few fish toward the scent. At last, a large fish swims into the net. Mia yanks the ropes with lightning speed, trapping her prize a meal in the face of despair. Today, we bring you this gripping Spanish survival film. A woman, driven to the edge, contemplates ending it all, only to be jolted awake by a kick from her unborn child. Alone in the ocean, she gives birth, facing unimaginable odds to protect her newborn daughter. The ending twists relentlessly. A film with no dull moments. Absolutely worth your time. The story unfolds in a dystopian nation, where resources are so scarce. Spain and its neighbors enact a brutal extermination plan. First, the rulers order the elimination of the elderly. 7 months later, they target children and pregnant women, commanding troops to snuff them out in their cradles. To survive, ordinary people exhaust their wealth, risking their lives to smuggle themselves to safety. Nico and his wife Emia are among them, guided by a middleman. They slip into a container under the cover of night. The crate is packed with smuggled pregnant women and children. One woman wielding an electric drill, carving a small hole to ease the stifling air. Through this hole, they glimpse a world of tragedy. Protesters clash in the streets, only to be crushed by armed police. Children and pregnant women are seized, mercilessly caged like animals. Witnessing this, no one regrets fleeing that hellish place. Nico hands Mia a chocolate bar, a small comfort for the ordeal ahead. After some time, the container's doors fling open, a flood of refugees pouring in. Mia is knocked to the ground. As the middleman herds in another group of stowaways, urging them to hurry, chaos erupts, and a bald man fires a gun to restore order. He announces another truck is leaving soon, urging calm to avoid a crush. But as the crowd is divided, Nico is pushed outside, thrown out by a guard as he tries to re-enter. In an instant, Mia loses her only anchor. She rushes to the hole. Spotting Nico entering a green container marked 107, they connect by phone, Nico vowing to find her at the first chance, warning her to trust no one. But fate deals a cruel blow. The truck is stopped at a checkpoint. Despite the bald man's papers and explanations, a thorough inspection is unavoidable. The container doors swing open, revealing the cargo within. An officer steps inside, whistling as he inspects every corner. Moving closer to the hidden compartment, the stowaways mere feet away hold their breath. Suddenly, the officer orders a subordinate to stand inside, while he steps outside. Counting his steps with precision, he stops, ordering his subordinate to fire. 2 shots ring out, the bullet holes landing far from where he stood. The container clearly hides a false wall. The officer and his men enter, not with violence, but with a chilling promise. A safe haven for those who surrender, or execution for those who don't. Mia, heeding Nico's warning, finds a perch atop a crate to hide. But when a girl opens the partition, she's met with the officer's ruthless betrayal, her life snuffed out without hesitation. He orders the slaughter of every stowaway, and as he surveys the carnage, spots a surviving child. A gunshot follows. The child's life extinguished, Mia atop the crate narrowly escapes death. The officer orders the scene cleaned, plundering the stowaway's belongings. Only when the doors slam shut does Mia dare to breathe, stifling her grief to message Nico, urging him to stay safe. Time blurs as the container is loaded onto a ship, per the smuggling plan, but even as the ship leaves port, Nico's replies never come. The baby in her womb, perhaps sensing the terror, hasn't stirred in far too long. While resting, Mia notices a backpack tucked at the crate's edge, containing a chainsaw, a water bottle, a phone, and a glow stick. At first, she dismisses the items, clinging to hope that the ship will reach its destination. But fate is a merciless trickster. The sea turns savage at night, churning with relentless fury, capsizing the ship into the abyss. Mia wakes from a nightmare, her lower half submerged in icy seawater. Peering through the hole, she sees only endless ocean. The container is littered with floating crates, bullet holes letting water surge in. Mia knows she must act. She tries to contact Nico, but the phone screen is shattered, unusable. In the chaos, she gathers what she can, finding a roll of yellow tape, sealing the holes to slow the water's advance. In a corner, she discovers a military knife, then opens several crates, one filled with Tupperware, another with hoodies. She sheds her soaked clothes, donning a dry hoodie. One crate holds a 40-inch TV, another is packed with new earphones. But food remains elusive, save for a crate dangling out of reach. Then, shouts echo outside. Mia peers through the hole, stunned to see the green 107 container Nico's crate. But moments later, it sinks into the depths. Frantic, Mia grabs a Nokia phone, swapping in her SIM card, dialing Nico's number. A day and night of calls go unanswered. Despair drives her to the edge, the knife pressed to her wrist. But then, her unborn child kicks fiercely, snapping her back from the abyss. This is her second child, her firstborn already taken by the regime. Gazing at her daughter's photo, guilt and love overwhelm her. Fueling her resolve to fight for this baby, Mia curls up at the crate's highest point, drifting into sleep, only to be jolted awake by rising water. Panicked, she ducks aside, as the dangling crate crashes down, water flooding the container in seconds, stealing her breathing space. Another nightmare. Awake, Mia's heart races, the dream a stark reminder she cannot wait for rescue. To survive this sealed tomb, she must act decisively. The dangling crate must come down. She cuts its rope, the crate landing solidly. Mia lets out a triumphant cheer, only to find it packed with more Tupperware. Noticing the Tupperware seals, she carves them into strips with a knife. Plugging to water-leaking holes from the TV crate, she salvages a tube, threading it through a hole to the outside, pouring water from Tupperware into it to drain the flood. The drainage is slow, but better than nothing. Mia uses yellow tape on the walls, marking time and the highest water level. She dials for help, but the phone finds no signal. Desperate, she tries the emergency line, knowing pregnant women face execution under the regime's laws. Survival rests on her alone. She reorganizes the backpack's contents. Little food remains, a thermos, a lighter, items of uncertain use. Then, the Nokia rings. Nico's voice on the line. He was abandoned by the driver mid-journey, escaping the massacre by chance. Nico urges Mia to stay calm, promising to find her no matter what, but the call cuts off. The Nokia's battery is dead. That night, a storm rages outside, and in this dire moment, Mia goes into labor. The film's most harrowing scene unfolds. A moment so intense, you must see the original. The next day, her baby is born safely. Mia names her Noah, a feminine nod to Noah's Ark, a prayer for their safe return to humanity. With ample breast milk, the newborn faces no hunger. Mia forms a new plan, drilling a hole in the container's roof, to glimpse the world outside. Days pass, food and water dwindling. The roof is riddled with holes, but the drill's battery dies at the critical moment. Staring at the incomplete opening, Mia's frustration boils over. She tries her phone again, its cracked screen still locked. Endless obstacles, coupled with the baby's cries, push Mia to her breaking point. She hurls Tupperware in a rage, the military knife clattering onto a crate. A realization hits her. The knife has a file attachment. She uses it to saw at the hole, but by the 6th day, the file breaks, leaving her stranded again. Days without food leave Mia dizzy, hallucinations creeping in. She drips seawater from a bottle to her lips. But sanity prevails. She doesn't drink, instead splashing it on her face. Looking up, she spots dew on the crate's underside, licking it desperately to quench her thirst. Another dream grips her. Her daughter appears, asking why Mia left without her. Mia weeps, blaming herself, as Nico comforts her in the vision. Rainwater snaps her awake. Trickling through the drilled holes, she grabs Tupperware, collecting the precious drops. Holding a can, an idea sparks. She threads a strap through the hole, pulling with all her might, finally prying open the roof. Joy overwhelms her. She looks at her daughter, thanking her for the strength to survive. Mia steps out of the sealed container, greeted by an endless sea. The fresh air is a balm to her soul. Soon, clever Mia masters fishing, securing the food she needs to live. From the 9th day, her survival routine takes shape. A modified water bottle becomes a new drainage tool, far more efficient. The wound on her thigh begins to heal. In quiet moments, She talks to her baby, sharing stories of the baby's father, her sister, and the warped society they fled. She tears pages from her notebook, writing pleas for help, sealing them in Tupperware, casting them into the sea as message bottles, hoping a stranger might find them. The sea's day-night temperature swings are brutal, so Mia pours liquor into the thermos, igniting it with the lighter, crafting a makeshift oil lamp for warmth. One day, Mia hears a noise outside. Clutching her baby, she investigates, and receives a call from Nico. Frantically, she tries to unlock her phone, finally answering, only to hear devastating news. Nico can't save her. He boarded another smuggling truck, but it was attacked by extremists. Though he escaped, a bullet struck him. This call is his goodbye. Mia, heartbroken, tells him of their daughter's birth, letting him speak to his newborn. In their final moments, Mia delivers a heartfelt declaration of love. Do they almost get yet? The phone dies, and Mia stares at the chocolate Nico gave her, lost in thought. The days blurred together, the water level reaching its peak. Drainage no longer effective, the walls are scrawled with Mia's daily journal, chronicling her refusal to eat fish, her life now confined to the crate's base. Yet Mia's resolve to survive never wavers. Using Tupperware, she builds a small lifeboat for her baby. As she comforts her daughter, a seagull swoops in, pecking at fish bones. Mia's heart leaps. Seagulls mean land is near, but time is running out. The container's water level hits its limit. Mia prepares to abandon the crate, but Nico's chocolate slips inside. She calculates carefully. The crate's sinking speed gives her time to retrieve it, but as she grabs the chocolate, tangled ropes snare her foot. She slashes them free. But the crate has sunk over 10 meters. Though she swims to the surface, her sleeping daughter is nowhere in sight. Mia calls out in panic. Unaware, a massive creature approaches. A whale glides beneath her baby, its enormous body brushing close to Noah, spraying a gentle mist of water. The droplets wake Noah, her cries piercing the air. Hearing her daughter, Mia locates her. Moved by the whale's act of grace, she watches it swim away, whispering her gratitude. Mia clings to the lifeboat, drifting, tossing fish bones into the water, hoping to attract seagulls. Knowing her end is near, she speaks to her daughter, thanking her for giving her purpose. A bird's cry rouses her, as dozens of seagulls swarm overhead, drawn by the scent. Their circling catches a nearby fishing boat's eye. A woman urges her father to speed toward the birds. They pull the baby aboard. Stunned by the sight of her, the woman touches the baby's face, finding her warm and alive. She spots a rope, pulling it to reveal Mia, her face ashen. The woman tries resuscitation. To no avail. The baby, sensing loss, begins to cry. The woman pauses, then resumes CPR with urgency, miraculously pulling Mia back from death. Mia, eyes still closed, reaches for her baby. When she opens her eyes, she realizes she has truly survived.